So, Tamara Lich. Now, she can stay in prison because she attacked on democracy for 3 different ways. One, she prevented people of Ontario from sleeping for 3 weeks. They barely slept for 3 weeks, and that was causing a lot of stress, anxieties, and all that stuff, right? No sleep for 3 weeks. Think about that. That's assault. Okay, that's not protest. That's an assault on the people of Ontario. 2, businesses were closed down for 3 weeks. 3, her and her goons also blocked the border, preventing supplies going through. There's some people has medical supplies that needs to get through, medicines, and other goods that needs to get through. And people who depend on the medicine to go through the border, you put those lives at risk. She put those lives at risk. She was harming people's lives, okay? Assault on democracy of normal living. Her and her ringleaders, goons, friends, whoever they are, need to stay in prison because she hurt a lot of people, especially the ones in Ontario, okay? Blocking the border is what, a federal offense? Somewhere along there? Okay. So she can stay in prison until she realized that the lies being fed to her, spoonful to her, through Alex Jones followers, or unless she's a follower directly, either way, the lies of microchips, those teeny little things you can't really see, they say they, control people, those things, yeah, tiny. Anyways, that doesn't, microchips do not squeeze through needles, okay? 1, we would see it. And 3, nobody can make microchips so tiny that controls your mind. That's what Tamara believes what's in the vaccines, okay? Just like any other Alex Jones followers. And there's thousands of these followers, And also, her and her goons also believe, or followers, friends, whatever, also believe there's graphene in the vaccine. That would kill you in 2 years. Imagine that. Well over 80% of the human population is going to die in 2 years. Yeah, this is all on these InfoWars, Alex Jones, their websites. You can always find them. You just have to type down, Google the tags that's related. It's so easy. And I believe Alex Jones has a black web too. So, anyways, back to Tamara Jones. She can stay in prison. The protest to demand her out? No, she's staying in there until she starts using this. Once all that horse poop is cleared out, that was like shoved into her brain, her simple-minded brain. And then she had to realize, oh my God, I was so wrong. Oh my God, I have to really apologize. I feel so bad. Until then, she can stay in prison for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. She can stay in there because people like her is dangerous. People like Alex Jones is dangerous. People like QAnon is dangerous. Oh yes, I just brought a target on my head. Well, anyways, everyone says you guys are so dangerous. We all know you guys are dangerous. I'm just making a video of it. How many people making videos how dangerous you guys are? So anyways, Tamara Lich can stay in prison as long as she paid the price of her crimes. At least posted 3 crimes, 4, 5 crimes? What's under all these assault crimes on people's lives? Oh yeah, I'm glad that Justin Trudeau is listening to the people of Ontario. The people of Ontario was demanding Justin Trudeau to move these assault truckers out of their home. Okay? They were demanding the police, they were demanding Justin Trudeau to force you guys, these truckers, out of there so that they can have a normal life. Okay? I'm not a big fan of Justin Trudeau for certain reasons, but I'm glad that he was bringing up this act to protect the people of Ontario and the borders and stuff. Because what Tamara Lich and her goons, ringleaders, were doing is causing harm to people who need their medicines badly or they die type deal. Or any other goods that businesses needs, like restaurants. I worked at a restaurant. We're waiting for goods that we badly needed because you're highly under stress for the lack of goods because, you know, coworkers can be stupid, right? So blocking the border caused so much stress on people living a normal life. Okay? There was no democracy, there was no freedom in what Timur and her goons were doing for 3 weeks. It was not even close. It's more like a dictatorship because there's no freedom. They were trying to stop our freedom of living a normal everyday life, you know, back to normal. And people like Tamara, Alex Jones, and all them want to put a lot of stress on the healthcare system so that nurses can be burnt out and quitting. And that's even more stress on the remaining nurses. Nurses do get care fatigue, mental fatigue, emotional fatigue. It literally burns them out inside and out, and they can't do their job right. They can't think right at the job or make proper choices. And the nurses are burning out because people like Tamara, Alex Jones, and all those people who believe in the lies that's being spread, what's in the vaccine. Do you know what's in the vaccine? It's of course it's not DNA code. It's not it's a pigment or something they got from that speck of the virus, like a dead cell, so that the body can recognize it and not cause us too sick at all, but very, very minor symptoms. That's what it does. It doesn't kill us. It doesn't put us in the hospital. But if you have an underlying health issue and you're going through cancer treatments, yes, it may make you sick. But the vaccine doesn't make you sick. It's what you already have that was triggered to make you sick. Okay? People who doesn't understand biology would make up any lies. And people are also easily brainwashed, manipulated. If you don't know biology or didn't study biology or have the common sense in biology, okay? So people will be easily manipulated because they don't have the common sense or the education in biology, okay? And the vaccines doesn't kill us, okay? It's a lot safer than you guys plugging up hospitals because you're coughing like crazy and can't breathe, okay? And all that causes stress on the nurses, okay? Because there's lack of space, lack of ventilators, and lack of staff, okay? This is common sense, okay? And people like Tamara is against our rights to have a decent healthcare because what they believe is not democracy, okay? That's not what democracy is about. You can protest, but not assault on civilians, okay? What she and her friends did was assault. And she needs to stay in prison as long as it takes until she pays the she pays the price. And a deep apology after she realized, oh my God, I was so dumb. I've been lied to. The most obvious comment. Until then, she can stay in prison and protest. Get a clue, okay? Get a clue. Use this. I know you hate nurses, but if you hate nurses, go live in the woods, okay? Without nothing to depend on, okay? And we'll see how long you'll live. So, to the sheepless protesting Tamara to be set free, she's not going to set free because she has a price to pay for not using her head, destroying people's lives for 3 weeks. And it put a lot of stress on us, her and thousands of whatever amount of money, people there were. She stays in jail, okay? You can protest, but if your protest goes against our democracy, that means assaulting our rights to have a peaceful life, you also go to prison if you assault that. Okay? So Tamara can stay in jail, prison, until she pays the price for the assault on people's lives. And thank God, I support Justin, what he did. Because Tamara was putting so much stress on people's lives. Okay? It's causing panic attacks, stress, lack of sleep. People are suffering because they can't get the medications across the border and everything else. And she can stay in prison, okay? Because she assaulted a lot of lives. Not just the people of Ontario, but people who need stuff to get through the border, okay? I don't care if these convoy truckers are already vaccinated. Who cares? Who cares? But the actions was wrong, okay? If you're butthurt, go look in the mirror and see why you're so butthurt. I'm just stating the fact that the healthcare system was, suffering because people like Tamara, and all of them. And if you guys are like, but there's some nurses against vaccines. Well, you know what? That's only 1%, and more than half of those, that 1%, are religious people, like Christians, Catholics, Protestants, right? You can look this up. It's not hard. You can look this up. Some of these people are in these religious type cults, okay? And they support conspiracy theorists. And what those two have in common, they believe what's not true, okay? They believe in what is not true. They believe in conspiracy theorists. There's no big difference. That is why the 1% of nurses are against vaccines. Or also, they want to work extra hours to get extra amount of money, okay? Either way, the 1% did not care. They only cared about themselves, not their co-workers, their colleagues, okay? Don't say, oh, but the nurses are correct. Let's believe the 1% nurses. They are probably conspiracy theorists so that they can make extra amount of dough off of dead, dying people with COVID in hospitals, okay? Or because they're using their religion. Either way, there's a lot of nurses burning out in the clinic because they can't take the stress load of people like Tamara, Alex Jones, and their followers. And right now, well over 90% of people is vaccinated. Okay? And if you say, oh, they're going to die in 2 years because they're vaccinated, I'm like, so, makes no sense. 90% of people die in exactly 2 years. Makes no sense. Why would 90% of people die? The whole system would crash and all you guys would starve and die because you guys don't know how to hunt. Don't know how to make your own energy. You have to cut wood. Live in the Stone Age. Okay? So, use his head. It's common sense. Or use critical thinking. Like smart people like me. So, I'm gonna, in this video, think twice before protesting to let Tamara out of prison. Think twice. What are you doing? And how shallow you're being. And if you know anyone who supports the conflict trackers, shame. Let people know, talk, whatever. But yeah, talk to those people you care about. Make sure they don't kill themselves off because they support conspiracy theories of vaccines and anti-healthcare, anti-nurses. Okay, bye-bye.